A good day to all my worldwide viewers. Welcome. As you know, I'm Avi, your spiritual guide. Today we'll start with the topic about what is spirituality, and that's the reason I'm here. Most of the people think spirituality is something very abstract, something very impractical, something that has been generated in the last few decades or last century, and it seems very elusive to a lot of people. So before we begin about what is spirituality, as we all know, there are so many varied teachings in this world. Almost as much as the people are there are so many teachings. People are confused about life, confused about relationship, confused about their individuality, their sexuality, their sense of identity. So all these things plagues us. These are like an elephant in the room and nobody notices it. So, the most commonly used type of, how do I call, teachings are science, religion, philosophy, and now in recent times we talk about spirituality. Now, let's decipher each one of these. First, let's talk about religion. And some of the things which I say may offend some people, but you must understand that I'm coming from a source that is not worldly in nature. My sense of my information, or you can call my wisdom, comes from another realm, from a higher source or super consciousness, and I have no judgments whatsoever. I'm just stating the fact as it is. I'm just making an observation. I'm stating the truth as plainly as it is without attaching any judgment to anybody. Whom should I judge? We are all here in the same game. We all are human beings, and we have got tremendous potential as well as a lot of frailties. So when we talk about religion, most of the people are talking about organized religion, which believe in one particular person who came to this earth and espoused lot of relevant teachings to improve our life, to understand God, creation, and how to make our life better. They never came and said like, okay, create a religion in my name and make me your savior, one and only savior. Nobody said that. We made it that way. The problem with the religion in the current world is that it tells us that my religion, or whichever religion the people belong to, they say they make the religionist, the religious leader makes them believe that ours is the best, ours is the greatest, and ours is the only way. So forget about other religions, and that breeds bigotry, that breeds segregation, that creates division between brothers and sisters, between humanity. So religion has become one of the greatest detriment to world peace. This is very unfortunate. It is supposed to tell you about the truths of life and make sense of your life. But what it has done, it has created confusion. It has separated people from each other. It has created war. It has created violence, terrorism, and so forth. And so it has become very, and also religion, initially it started with the pure thinking of helping humanity, by the preacher. But what happened, the followers has distorted it, misinterpreted it, misunderstood it, and sometimes maleficently they have used it in a way to make the people subservient, to keep themselves powerful, to make people not think by themselves and let them do the thinking. So by reading one book, a person thinks that he knows everything about life and he has got all the authority to dictate the people about how they should live their life. Seems like an insanity. Nobody should do that. If anybody tells you that this is the only way and don't think for yourself, I tell you this, don't run away from that people. Don't take anybody at face value. Don't take anybody's word as the dictum. Think for yourself. God has given you intellect, discriminative power, logic, reasoning, intuition, feelings, so many things. Use your own mind and heart to come to your own conclusion. The biggest conclusion that can be drawn is through your own life experiences. Sometimes your life experience comes in conflict with whatever has been said in your religious texts. In that case, what many people do is that they abandon their own experiences and their own feelings, and they take on what has been written in a book that was written 2000 years ago, a dead scroll. No offense to any religious text, but every religion's ultimate crux is that we are one. We are children of the same God. Love is all there is. There should be love, compassion between us. We share the same feelings. We all get hurt. We all have same virtues and vices. So this bigotry, this segregation, by the organized religion, they're saying that our way is the only way. Don't think for yourself. Don't venture into other religious people and do not interact with them. Do not follow their path. Is a wrong concept. We have a lot to learn from everything. What we're trying to do is that everybody is getting bits and pieces. So when you talk to the people from all sects, all religious people from all faiths, what you do is that you have a better picture. You have a better outlook. It's like putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So you'll have a better understanding about life. So living to that, now let's move on to another very important aspect we believe in is science. And as you know, I'm a neurosurgeon and a neuroscientist. I'm a firm believer in science. What I like about science is that science is based upon facts, is based upon what it is, and they interpret it as it is. There is no distortion to it. But science is limited to the fact that science only believes in the things that are observable, that is knowable, that is quantifiable. But let me ask them, how can you quantify something that is unquantifiable? How can you examine, or how can you know the realm that is absolute from the realm which we live in, which is related? How can we decipher something which is beyond intellect, that is beyond consciousness? How can we transcend to super consciousness when you are completely living in conscious and subconscious state? How can you quantify smell? No. How can you see smell? No. But You can smell a rose. You know that it exists. It has become part of experience. That's why you know it's there. So even it's not observable, you believe in it. So this feeling of science that everything has to be quantifiable, knowable, you need to feel with yourself, touch yourself. That is the limitation of science. So they cannot transcend to the super consciousness, which gives you the feeling or the knowledge about the realm from which we came in, or some people call it the other side, the heaven, or whatever. So only believing in science is not complete, and is not going to give you the whole information as the way the science is designed now. But I must commend all the scientists all over the world. They are doing a tremendous job. They do their job diligently, without any, for most of the part, without any desire for recognition, name, fame. If they succeed, most of them are humble. And if they fail, they silently move on. Unlike some people, politicians and religionists, the more they fail, the more they speak louder. Now, let's come to the third part, the philosophy. Philosophy is just about venturing into your mind and using your intellect to decipher life, to decipher our problems, to deduct concepts in life. But philosophy is based completely on mind, as I said. Mind is what? It's a mental construct. What is a mental construct? It's nothing but a garbage of the society. When you're born, all you had was intuition and nothing more. All the things you have accumulated, which you call mind, has been through your parents, society, religion, and your experiences in life. The last part is very important because it gives you the reality. But many of the things that has been taught are basically jargons, just been followed from generation to generation. And if not everything that has been said by our elders or religionists are wrong. Many of the facts are relevant, truthful. However, it's incomplete, and sometimes they're distorted, misinterpreted, and sometimes there is a hidden agenda to make the people subservient. So do not, all these years you have come to create a mind of your own. But how much of your mind has been created by your own thinking, your own discriminative intelligence, your own intuition, your own logic and reasoning? I've seen that the bigger the matter in your life, the more you listen to others, whether it be life, whether it's marriage, relationship, about God. You have listened to everybody, but not to yourself. You have an inbuilt GPS system within yourself. You just need to go within yourself. And how you do that? You're completely involved with your external environment. Your senses are completely out-focused on the external environment. Your senses is reading outside. You never ventured inside. All your experiences, as you can see, your senses can give you inputs, but ultimately all the feelings and all the experiences you have is from within. So go within yourself. I'll teach you the methods. Go within yourself. Close your eyes. Sit down in a garden or in a park or in an ocean beach, and just introspect about everything in life. Don't take anything at a face value. introspect everything from why there is a wind, why there is gravity, to why I have these problems in life, why I was born like this way, why I was born in this country, and so on and so forth. You'll get all the answers, like Buddha did, like Jesus did, like Krishna did, like Moses did. None of them were taught in any schools, any college of theological doctrines. They get it from a higher source. You can do the same thing. That's why it's called self-realization. That means you realize who you truly are, and that's where spirituality comes in. So, what is spirituality? Spirituality is an amalgamation of everything that exists to derive the eternal truths about life, about existence, about the universal creation. I'll try to read a text from my book because it's well written, and maybe give you a little bit of insight about what spirituality is and why I'm concentrating so much on this aspect. So spirituality is a knowledge, and more importantly, the realization of your spirit, your soul, which is your true self. It transcends your worldly identity. It encompasses your three-layered being, your three-layered entity, which consists of body, mind, and soul. Some people like to call soul spirit. It integrates your consciousness, subconsciousness, and most importantly, superconsciousness to give you absolute clarity about life. It is the amalgamation of religion, science, and philosophy, not distinct from it. It is like a color white. Most of the people think white is an absence of color, but we all know that it is a combination of 7 colors. One way to know is that when the light hits the prism, it divides into 7 colors. Same is with the rainbow. So, spirituality espouses the eternal truths about universe, about creation, about creator. And spirituality can be interpreted in many ways through different forms. For example, a mathematician may try to deduct what is universe, what is God, through mathematical calculation. For a person who is a musician or a singer, he may express it in his own ways, through his passion, through his singing. A scientist like to express it through scientific theories, trying to explain the Big Bang theory, or be it the atom, subatomic particles. So everybody is trying to express the same thing in different ways, So it seems confusing to the people. Some people come and say 2 plus 2 equals to 4, and somebody comes and say 3 plus 1 equals to 4. Both are reaching the same conclusion, that is 4. But they are going in different ways. Since we do not know the basics, so we think they are different. So, like a basic mathematics, if you do not know, then if somebody solves the advanced mathematics in different ways, we think, oh, one must be right, another must be wrong. But that's not the way. Both can be true. It doesn't have to be either or. It can be and or both. So that's what spirituality it is. It is an amalgamation of all the information that's in the ether, that's in the space, that we can download through our superconsciousness. But to do that, you have to stop listening to your own mind, and you have to listen to the higher power. And how you do that is that remove all you know. It's like a radio. It has to be tuned to a particular channel. Until it's tuned to a particular channel, it will not receive the signal. It's already there in the space. Nobody can see radio waves, But once you tune into certain channel, it will start transmitting the messages. Similarly, our mind is wired like that. If you keep it open, and if you keep it not filled with your own thoughts, then you can receive those signals. Only on still water moon can reflect. Similarly, only on still mind, only one mind that is calm and composed, God can reflect. Or you can call it the intelligent life force can reflect on you, can tell you all the spiritual truths, all the eternal truths. So, maybe the force be with you. So by saying that, I end this today's topic. I try to explain what is spirituality in the best way I could. More will be talked in coming days. Now the next topic will be about basics of spirituality, or ABC of spirituality, beginning with the creation and the creator. That will lay the foundation of everything we'll talk about in future, including why there is duality, why there is relativity, why there is, if God is all perfect, why there is so much of pain and anguish in this world. We'll talk about relationship, we'll talk about marriage, we'll talk about death, we'll talk about sleep, we'll talk about sex, we'll talk about all the problems that plagues the world. We'll talk about mind, we'll talk about yoga. So these are the things to come forward. And I'm very excited. I hope you're as excited as me. And let's get on it. Let's try to make our life better. If we can make our life better even by fraction every day, we have lived our life. Everybody's busy making a living. What we need is a life worth remembering. We have very limited time on this earth. Let's make the best use of it. Let's live life out to the maximum potential. Like everybody says, live your life as it's your last day in your life. And that's the way you should live. You cannot have a life unless you contemplate death. That means unless you know that you have a limited time on this earth, you'll not be able to enjoy life. You'll not be pressurized. I should not use the word pressurized, but you will not be inspired to live life to your fullest. Life will seem mundane if you think that everything can be done tomorrow. But if you think that this could be your last day of your life, you'll try to do as much as possible today. So every day you should try to make yourself a better person, not compared to others, but better than who you are today. So saying that, I bid adieu to you today, and we'll talk more about the basics of spirituality in our next talk. So kindly subscribe to my channel and and I press likes and bells, whatever you feel like. I'm not here to make myself popular or gain name or fame. I'm just here to help humanity. It's up to you. If you like me, listen to me. If you don't like me, and if there's somebody who can help you better, go for it. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.